Today on Clubhouse Gas, we're joined by pitching coach Jonathan Hurst of the Savannah Sand Gnats, single-A affiliate of the New York Mets. We talk with him about his biggest opinions, frustrations, if you will, about pitching at the lower ages. Are curveballs good? How do you throw a changeup? And is it overuse or mechanics that lead to arm injuries? Stay tuned to Clubhouse Gas. We're joined now by pitching coach for the Savannah Sand Gnats, Jonathan Hurst.
How you
Jonathan,
doing?
thank you for joining us.
All right, anytime.
All right, anytime we get pitching coaches,
Yes.
especially at this level, our audience wants to know about arm injuries in pitchers.
Yes.
There's a lot of them, and it seems to be
Yes.
going up. What do you attribute young people's pitching issues with the arm issues with pitchers? What do you attribute that to?
I work with a lot of young kids during the off season, and the first thing that comes to their mind is how you throw harder. They want to know how to throw harder because either their buddy or a different teammate or a different team throws harder than they do, and they want to figure out how to do it. Is it just by throwing as hard as you can? And like I tell a lot of kids, you got to use what you have at that point, because the body's developing during that time. You really don't have there's not much room for mistake during that age, because when you hurt an arm that early, it's a lot more harder to heal to get it back to that condition that you needed to be in. So I tell kids a lot, just stick with what you have right at that point, and just let their body develop as time go on, and it'll develop. Sometimes it develop into a 90 mile an hour arm, or sometimes you just have to pitch like guys. You see guys in the major league now with 86, 87, but they know how to pitch.
Yeah, people like Greg Maddox and Tom Glavine have made a pretty good living around 89 miles an hour.
Exactly, and that's just it. Just comes with experience and just patience.
So for you, once we get into the season and coaches doing pitch counts and they're moving guys around and figuring one out,
Yes.
do you think the arm injuries come from poor mechanics or from overuse?
Well, a little of both. I think first it comes from the overuse gets to the point, and then when the kid fatigues out, that's when the poor mechanics kick in, and you try to start doing things that you can't do because your body's worn down.
This is the magic question, and so I'm going to ask it as open-ended as possible. How do you feel about 11-year-olds throwing curveballs?
Don't like it. I teach kids at the academy that I use in South Carolina. I don't teach curveballs until 14. I like it better because the arm, you get a little bit matured. The arm is matured a little bit more, but at 11, it's just a disaster waiting to happen.
We have a doctor, Dr. David Marshall from Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, and he says 13 and hair on your arms. That's his rule. Once you're 13 and hair on your arms, then have at it. So what are you teaching your guys to throw?
I like them to stick with the basic fastball and changeup. It comes out of the same slot, and it makes the arm stronger. When you start dealing with the breaking ball, you're dealing with different tendons and a lot of medical terms that I don't know right now, but I know it's not good for you.
Let's talk about the fastball grip that you're teaching 11-year-olds.
All right. Fastball grip right now is the basic four-seam fastball, and it's just right over. You want those the joints of the fingers right on the seams, and right underneath you want that thumb to kind of just touch that seam right there. That's what causes to get out there and just let that fastball come right off those two fingers.
Are you teaching kids to throw throw fastballs with movement, cutting fastballs or anything like that?
I like the basic straight fastball, because when you start getting into movement, a lot of kids want to start to pronate a little bit, which kind of start to affect the elbow.
Try to overdo it.
Exactly.
And so it's a proper mechanics, proper grip, and the pitch placement?
Well, extension, just staying through the ball, staying through the baseball. That's my big thing. Is when I teach kids, it starts with the body. Once you get that delivery going, you keep that backside over the rubber, but by not drifting out front, and that's when you start getting the separation where you're getting it here instead of staying on top where you're getting it up. And that's what the main thing when kids want to throw harder. They want to you get the body out first, and then the arm drags behind, and that's when you start getting a lot of soreness in the shoulder.
How do we teach them how to throw a changeup? Is it difficult?
Well, changeup, the basic changeup, 3-finger changeup, and all it is it's almost like a circle change, but you're using these 2 fingers. That's where you want the ball to come out of, and that's just a nice, easy changeup that just comes in, straight changeup, gets to the plate, and it just kind of drops off the table a little bit. And we get, once they get older, guys go to the circle change where you just get more pronation. Or you go,
Is that a hand size issue as well?
It's, I've seen guys with smaller hands, and it seems like it's a lot easier for some of those guys because they can throw it just like the fastball. Guys with bigger hands, they try to do too much with it. Instead of just let it come out, they want to, palm it, and it, ends up coming up short, and they end up, overthrowing it. Smaller hands, it's basically it's on there, and it's just as soon as it comes out of your hand, it comes out nice and soft.
Coach, we really appreciate you being here. Love to have you back.
Sure.
We talked about what you work on with the young ones. I'd love to hear what you're working on with these. You weren't very old.
Yeah.
They're still young.
Yeah,
Will you come back and hang out with us?
I sure will.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank
He's
you.
Jonathan Hurst. I'm Casey Bass, and we'll see you right back here next time for another exciting edition of Clubhouse Gas.